like I said, man, I'm speechless, man. If you're a mechanic, if you're an auto body paint guy, if you're somebody that messes with cars, period, yo, just do right by people. If you don't know how to do it, don't do it. Or learn how to do it so you can do it right. You'll get a lot more customers that way. I'm telling you, the bag is a lot better if you do right by people. Like, you'll get a lot more customers instead of trying to, you know what I'm saying, rip people off, and then, you know, the word of mouth eventually spreads around to where nobody's gonna bring their car to you, and then you're out of business. Like, I don't get it. I don't get why people do shitty work. Like, I just don't get it. What's good, grind schoolers? It's your boy Rob, and we back in the shop today. So today we're still on the Elko. Like I said, we're gonna be on the Elko for quite some time, but we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. If this is your first time stopping through, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so you get a notification every single time we drop another video. Today, like I said, we on the El Camino. I've done a lot of sanding on the car. Like I talked about in my last video, I pretty much had everything sanded down, but there's some things that I want to show you guys because it's pertaining to shops. The reason why I don't like shops, the reason why I don't trust shops, and it's hard for me to like take or trust my car with anybody, especially here in Colorado, because there's not that many shops that I guess do good work, or it's really hard to try to find people to do good work, honest work. And I'm gonna show you in a second what I mean. Like I said in one of my previous videos, I had an 83 Caprice, and I took it to a shop, and what happened was, it took, for one, it took forever for the car to come back for what I was getting done. And then I wanted it, this was way back in the day, when everybody was lifting their cars, putting it back on big wheels. Now, obviously, that's not really the style. The tuck style is, you know, where it's at now. But back then, everybody was lifting their cars, putting cars on big wheels and stuff like that. So I took my car to the shop. I wanted to get it primered so that I could get it prepped for paint. And then also, too, I was trying to get the exhaust done and the lift done. So it probably took, I'm not really sure how long it took, but the guy had my car sitting outside. Not only was it sitting outside in the middle of the hood, it was, you know, the work was trash. I paid for a lift. All the dude did was put spacers in between the springs that I could have bought at O'Reilly's for 20 bucks myself if I wanted to lift it that way. Not only did he do that, he slapped a bunch of bondo on the car, and then also too, he didn't put my wheels on correctly, which resulted in the car collapsing on the wheel a little bit later down the road. So anyways, enough about that story. Let's jump into the video. I'm gonna show y'all what I mean, and the reason why I don't trust shops, and the reason why I do a lot of work myself, is because they don't really do honest work, and you pay all this money for them to do shoddy work, and you'll never even know until, you know what I'm saying, you like somebody else discovers it, or until you have a problem. So let me show y'all what I mean on my El Camino. And I didn't get this work done. The car has always been like it is until now. I haven't done really too much on the body except some of the areas I'll show you guys, but other than that, man, there's a lot of things that need to be corrected on this car that I'm discovering. So anyways, let's jump into the video. All right, grind schoolers, so here's the car. I pretty much sanded the entire car down. So now we're down to like the primer. It looks like there was it looks like either there was primer under this yellow primer, or the base color was already scuffed up and reprimered. However, there's a bunch of weird things happening. Like down here, I'm finding like a lot of red. Now when I first got this car, the bottom was painted red, and then this part of the body was gray, so it was like primer but painted like red down there. I just rattle canned it, like I said in my last video. But then you come up here and then you see all this blue. Now the car looks like it was probably originally blue. So because the door jambs are blue and everything underneath is blue. But so the thing that I did, I took this trim piece off here, and it doesn't look like this part is really too tore up or rusted out or anything, but this adhesive is terrible. So obviously we're replacing the windshield. Not only that, some of these areas here is what I did, so I probably have to sand it down some more. But when I first got this car, it had those rivets in here, so I just took those out, and it left little pinholes that I covered up. So you can kind of see there's a little tiny bit of bondo right there, not too much, a little bit right there, not too much. Right here, I think there was like a dent, so I still gotta sand a little bit. But as you can see, there's not very much bondo in some of these areas, which is what you want. You don't want to have a whole bunch of bondo. Like right here, this will have to be fixed, because I feel like there's a little bit too much bondo right there. But other than that, you know, you don't want to have a whole lot of bondo because it cracks over time and your paint will crack and you'll be upset. So the reason why I said I don't want to take my car to a shop is just because of the things that they do to people's cars, and you would never know until you have an issue like 5-10 years down the road, or however long it takes. So it's hard to tell on camera, but from this area where it's metal all the way up here to where you see this pink stuff, that's all bondo, and you can't really tell how deep it is, but there's a shitload of bondo right here. I don't even think there's a dent right here. There's a couple of dents right here in this back fender well. It's like a dent right here and a dent right here and a dent right here, and it's not even that bad. All they had to do was probably put a stud welder, or even, you know what I'm saying, knock it out from the inside with some body hammers, and instead they just covered it up with bondo, and there's this whole huge sheet of bondo right here along the side of this car. And it's pretty insane to me that somebody would think that's okay. But anyways, they thought it was okay. They bondoed it, and whoever had this car before probably never even noticed it. But when over time, that bondo will probably crack, and then if you have a nice paint job, then that will crack too. So that's one of the reasons why I do not take my car to shops. Like, I refuse, you know what I mean? Not to say that I won't take it for certain things that I can't do, like my homie Keith that's painting the Impala, you know what I'm saying? Like, I trust his judgment. You know, I don't really know him like that. However, I had he was highly recommended to me by a couple people. So, you know, he's gonna do work on this car too, but it was like pulling nails or pulling teeth trying to figure out who was gonna do work on the car, because even though I'm okay at what I'm trying to do, I'm not a professional. And right here too, this is a spot that I did. I just slapped bondo over the top of it, just for the time being, so I could paint it. But I sanded all that stuff out. We're gonna put the body, the dent puller on here, pull this out, and then put a small coat of bondo on there, and also too on the door. But anyways, like I was just saying, you know, it's hard to get somebody to really do what you need to do on these cars, man. Especially where I live, it's just kind of trashy in a sense. Also too, I sanded the whole hood down to bare metal. Now, I didn't really have to do that, but the reason why I did do that is because this hood has hail damage on it. It's very, very, very subtle. It's very subtle, but there's like low spots in the hood, where I think I'm just gonna skim coat the hood and sand it down, and then primer it, paint it, whatever. And I kind of am going back and forth on sanding the whole car down or not, to bare metal. Excuse me. I'll probably get a recommendation to see where we're gonna go. I keep going, like I said, back and forth, bare metal or not. Now, what kind of has me thinking I should go down to bare metal is when I come over here, and it might be hard to see and kind of hard to pick up on camera, there's little cracks in the paint or the primer or whatever this is, there's little cracks, so I can't primer over that. I'm pretty sure I cannot primer over that. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is that's gonna have to go down to bare metal. And if I'm doing that, and you can see right here too, it's kind of cracky and stuff like that. So all of that stuff will have to be sanded down. So I might end up taking the whole car down to bare metal. Like I said, I'll get a recommendation to see if it's going to be, if that's gonna be the situation. But right now that's where we're at. So now, right now, all I'm doing is sanding all this bondo out. We're going to assess the situation. It looks like it comes all the way down here as if this whole part is damaged, but I don't really, doesn't really feel like a dent, which is pretty crazy to me. And I don't know if you can see how deep that is, man, but that's crazy. Like I said, it's kind of insane that people do this type of work. But anyways, man, I'm gonna go ahead and sand this down real quick, and then we'll move on. All right, y'all. Now, I don't know if y'all could tell how long it really took me to sand all that bondo down. Like, obviously it's time-lapsed or whatever, or will be time-lapsed, but this is insane. Like, the bondo literally came from right here where all this metal is right here. All this metal is right here, all the way up here to the door. Now, I still don't know how much more is still on here. There might still be some right here and all that kind of stuff, but I'm like speechless right now, man. Like, I don't understand why anybody would even think that was okay. And it looks like possibly, oh, now I see why. It looks like somebody welded this panel in here as a patch panel, because it looks like a few little welds or whatever that was smoothed out. But even still though, like, you know, just do the work correctly. You know what I mean? Like, bang this down or grind it down or do whatever you got to do to make sure it's correct. Like, I don't understand. So what I might do is I might not try to correct it myself. I may have the homie Keith like correct it for me, because this is, I don't know, I don't really know what's going on here. And like I said, I'm not a professional, so I don't really know, you know, how to like get that fixed. I don't, you know, like I said, it just looks like a shoddy job at welding or whatever's going on here. At least that's what it looks like. I'm not 100% sure, just because it looks like it was broken here and there are some spot welds it looks like that they put here, and then tried to patch it up. So I'm gonna continue to keep sanding down and get through the rest of this the best that I can, and then go from there. But like I said, man, it really sucks. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if somebody did this themselves or they took it to a shop to do this, but regardless of the situation, man, like, that's not right. You shouldn't, you know, especially if you're paying for a job, man. If you're paying for somebody to do something, they should do it right. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're paying top dollar, unless somebody just paid like $100 to get a dent fix or something stupid. But I mean, even still, people are paying you hard-earned money to just mess their car up. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like worse than, you know, I feel like that's worse than, you know, whatever was going on right here. You know, like, obviously, like I said, I haven't, you know, I haven't dug into it, but seeing this, I might take the car down to bare metal, because I don't know if there's any other spots like that. Like, going around the car, it didn't seem like there's any other spots, and I got down pretty far. It doesn't seem like there's any other spots like that, but wow, that's crazy. Hopefully it's not too bad and it could be fixed. It looks like it can be, but we'll see. we'll go ahead and play by ear. I'm gonna go ahead and sand down the rest, and then I'll catch y'all in a second. I'll cut the camera back on in a second. All right, y'all. Yeah, this, man, I'm like speechless at this point, man. Like, I mean, I'm trying to find the words for this situation, just because, like I said, I feel like, you know, this looks like somebody welded this patch panel or piece in there. It looks like all they did was tack weld it, grind it down, and then fill everything up with bondo. And the bondo goes all the way up here, right here. So this whole entire panel was bondoed out. Now, like I said, back here it didn't really look too bad. It's just a couple of dents that you can probably bang out from the inside, which will be solid. Right here though, this is beyond my expertise of fixing. So I'm definitely gonna take it to the homie this weekend, see what needs to be done to get this corrected, because I really pray that I don't have to do this whole panel. He could probably just cut this out and fix that, and then, you know, fix all the rest of that stuff. I asked him about fixing this part and fixing this part back here, this little hole in, you know, this panel, and he gave me a quote to fix that stuff. So I'm gonna see what the quote be to fix that, because I can't fix that. I don't have the skill set to fix that. Like, I don't really know what's going on there. And, you know, like I said, I'm speechless, so whatever. All right, y'all, so I don't really know what I'm going to do with this. I might even have to replace the whole entire skin, from this part to the door, just because there's a few spots that I feel like aren't even worth like fixing. This quarter obviously has to be replaced anyway. Back here is kind of tore up too, like there's a bunch of dents, and it's just not a good look right there. So that would have to be fixed. This down here would have to be fixed. This would have to be fixed, whatever dents are going on here. And then whoever did this, man, dude, like, yeah, like your automotive situation, you shouldn't be working on cars, man. This is kind of crazy. Like, all of this on the floor is bondo, and I've been sweeping this up. I've been sweeping this bondo up and getting it out of here, trying to keep the floors clean as possible, so when I do go to paint it, I don't have a whole bunch of dust, and I want to keep my area as clean as possible. But this is just the amount of bondo that I just sanded off, and this bondo goes all the way up here to the door, pretty much, from back here. Like I said, this metal part where you see metal, all the way up to the door, and it comes up to, I think, about right here, and that's all bondo. Like, whoever did this, I'm like speechless. Like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Unless, you know, somebody took this and told the homie, like, yo, can you fix this real quick so I could, you know, bang it off, sell it, whatever. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. But if somebody took this to a body shop to have whatever work done, I mean, damn, you got played. I'm sorry to say, man. It kind of sucks that people do things like that, but it is what it is, man. It's just the game that we play. And like I said, it sucks if you paid money to do that, but I'm now the beneficiary of it, because now I gotta pay to get it fixed. I thought this car was a lot more straight. Like I said, this is my first time sanding this car down, so I didn't even know that was even there until I sanded it down, which if I was the owner that got that done, taking it to a shop, I wouldn't know that was the situation. So it is what it is. It needs to get replaced. I'm not gonna cry over spilled milk. I think they make this whole entire skin if I'm not mistaken, from like right here to like all the way in the back. I'll have to look it up. And if that's the case, instead of, you know, getting this piece fixed, fixing this piece here, fixing that down there, and fixing all that, and like you know, I'll probably just have them cut it out and fix it like that. We'll probably do it just like that, man. Weld in a new piece, and then we'll work on getting it painted. I mean, it's not the end of the world if I have to do that. I don't really want to, but if I have to, then whatever it is, what it is. But anyways, so we still got to finish that. Video soon to come. I still got to do the body work, fill everything in. I don't even know why I even left these uncovered. I gotta wipe the this stuff, the resin. I gotta wipe the resin on that. I don't even know why I didn't do it in the first place. I should have did it. But I had anticipated cutting these out for the vents, but the car doesn't have AC or heat, so I no longer need that. And I took out the whole heating system, heater core and all that, defrost, because I won't be driving this car in pretty much the cold. Or, you know, if it's hot, we just roll the windows down, which we do anyway. So anyways, this also came in. Brand new hood for the Impala. So the reason why I got a brand new hood for the Impala is because the other one, it would, you know, when it got in the accident, it kind of smashed up and crunched the hood up. I tried to hammer it down and fix it and smoothen it out myself, which obviously the homie called me and was like, yo, we can't use this hood because I got the fenders all lined up and everything, and the hood is like bent in the middle, creased in the middle. So and you know, we could have went ahead and used it, but the body lines wouldn't match up and it would look tacky. I'm not paying, you know, bands for a paint job for it to look trashy. And you know, we still have to put the hood mold in, and I you know, he did tell me that the hood is going to crack with that fiberglass hood on it. So I am aware of that. I know it's potentially gonna crack in the future, but I told him just get it done just for now until I can buy a regular steel hood, because I already bought the piece and I want the car to be done, and so now I have to pretty much just deal with it. And if it cracks down in the future, I'll just go ahead and, you know, buy the new hood that already has a hood scoop in it, all steel, and I will throw that on and get that painted. The car's not going to be candy or nothing like that, so it's not going to be hard to paint match it, and he already knows what the color is and stuff like that. So, you know, just take it to him, knock it out, and then I'll sell this hood when, you know, the time is right. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm pretty much speechless when it comes to whatever happened here on my El Camino. That's kind of crazy that somebody would do something like that to somebody's car. Like, I know there's people out there that are just out there for the money and stuff like that, but man, like, it's not that hard to do right by people, man. I don't want to sit here and talk y'all's ear off, but I'm kind of speechless at that situation. Like, that's horrible, 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 horrible body work. You know what I mean? Like, I was sanding the car down, everything else looks clean, everything else is solid. The car's not, you know, tore up, except for this side of the car where this quarter panel is, whatever. Like I said, man, I'm speechless, man. If you're a mechanic, if you're an out-of-body paint guy, if you're somebody that messes with cars, period, yo, just do right by people. If you don't know how to do it, don't do it. Or learn how to do it so you can do it right. You'll get a lot more customers that way. I'm telling you, the bag is a lot better if you do right by people. Like, you'll get a lot more customers instead of trying to, you know what I'm saying, rip people off, and then, you know, the word of mouth eventually spreads around to where nobody's gonna bring their car to you, and then you're out of business. Like, I don't get it. I don't get why people do shitty work. Like, I just don't get it. But that's not me. Like I said, that's why I don't take my car to mechanics and stuff like that, because I don't trust them. They're always trying to swindle you. They're always trying to make a quick buck off of you. Even the dealership, I'll take my wife's car to the dealership to get oil changes and stuff, because that's not something that I desire to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I can take it to them and they'll have it done in an hour and I don't even have to get dirty. But when I take the car to the dealership, they're telling me I need brakes. I know I don't need brakes because I just replaced them. The lady at the desk even told me, oh, don't you do Uber? Like, lady, I did Uber for 2 weeks and I didn't even drive that far, so my car definitely doesn't need brakes after they've just been replaced. Like, what does me driving around doing Uber have to do with my brakes? Like, and this was probably like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I haven't replaced the brakes since. And then they do need to be replaced now, but back then they didn't need to be. But the dealers and, you know, dealerships and mechanics, they'll tell you stuff that you don't need so that you buy it because you don't necessarily know what needs to be fixed or what needs to be replaced. The dealer also told me that I needed a new battery after buying a new battery for my wife's car, telling me I needed a new battery because the battery in there is gonna go out at any time. This was like 3 months ago. I haven't. All right, y'all, my bad, my camera died. But anyways, you know what I'm saying, like I was saying, if you do bad work, man, if you a mechanic, if you an auto body paint guy, if you build cars, if you do whatever you do on cars, whatever it is, man, just do right by people, man. It's not that hard. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because of how bad this situation is. And nobody would ever know that that was there unless they sanded the car down or until they had a problem with the bondo cracking. That's the only way you would know. You would never know that that was there. Somebody just slapped some lipstick on a pig and let it be. And you know what I'm saying, like I said, the only reason why I'm saying this right now is just because, you know what I'm saying, I'm the solid dude, man. I want everybody to do right by everybody. That's the way, you know what I'm saying, like I feel like the world should be and should go. Unfortunately, that's not the way it is, and there's so many people out here that's just not doing right by people, man, and that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying, excuse my language, but that has me super tight right now. You know what I'm saying, like I know I'm not the one that paid to get that done. I know I'm not the one that, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, was in contact with the person that did that. However, I'm the beneficiary of it. So since this is my car, I gotta deal with it. I gotta fix that. Now, you know what I'm saying, if it was just some damage and it was visible and I knew about it and everything was like solid, whatever, then cool. But the fact that somebody slapped lipstick on a pig and slapped that much bondo on the car, and I know on camera you can't really see how much bondo's on there, but it's at least an 1/8 to a 1/4 inch thick. I kid you not. It's so thick on this damn car that it's really sad that somebody would do that. Whatever, that's the way of the world, man. People are just messed up. That's just is what it is. But anyways, man, I'm gonna go ahead and conclude this video. I'm not gonna keep talking to y'all about this trashy situation. It's just something that was discovered, and whatever, I gotta pay to get it fixed. It's all good, it's all solid. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so you get a notification every single time we drop another video. Man, I got some huge plans. I need y'all to go ahead and hit that subscribe button because the Impala is coming back. I know I keep saying that. We keep getting delayed. I had to get a hood, so that's what's kind of slowing things up. The Elko, we're finally, like, I've had this car for 8 years and I'm finally getting to the body work. If it's sitting like that, bare metal, you know that something's getting done to it. You know what I'm saying? Because the car sits outside, I can't have it sit outside like that, so you know that it's gonna get right. Not only that, I found out something, and I might make a different video about my Camaro, because I found out something today that has me stupid excited about it. Not about the Camaro, but the Camaro's value. I didn't know that it was increasing and not decreasing, so maybe I'll go ahead and make a separate video on that, what I've done to the Camaro, and also to like what I pay for it and what, you know what I'm saying, like I'm attempting to get for it. So and we also might have something new coming to the channel, so you gotta subscribe and hit them notifications for all that. But anyways, man, go ahead and do that for me, and always remember, work hard so you can live free.